everybody. Tasha checking in with another video. Happy Resurrection Sunday, everybody. Hold on, let me get situated. I'm out a little early today because I wanted to relax. It has been a long Sunday, okay? If it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me family. We have a good, great time over here. This is going to be my review of Love After Lockup Season 6, Episode 6, Gangsta Prince. If it's your first time joining me, like this video, comment, and subscribe. Let me get my lighting together, y'all. Give me 1 second. One second. Y'all already know. Redefine me. We be having to get ourselves together over here. Okay, so this is my regular day. I go live, but I'm just an hour early. So hopefully y'all are able to come in, vibe with me, and let's talk about these crazy couples. Let's talk about it. All right, if I had to give this episode a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. They surprised me this episode. I actually was pleasantly surprised. From weeks of having crap and fives and under, they actually came out their trick bag and made a pretty decent episode, okay? So y'all let me know what y'all think about the episode as far as the rating, and we about to get into it. Okay, hold on, y'all. 1 second. What's up, Tasha? Yes, happy Easter last night. Was a mess. It was good, wasn't it? Finally, I was like, dang, we got to get like 6 episodes in for y'all to give us some juice. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. Let's start. Who we gonna start with first? Let's go ahead and get Will and Courtney out of the way, okay? So first of all, Courtney looks older than 24. I'm just gonna say it. Now I don't know if it was the meth drugs mixed with prison, mixed with her little, lifestyle that has her looking older than 24. In my opinion, however, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But to me, she looks older than 24. Will thinks that it is. They were the least interesting. Yes, they were very much the least interesting. Will thinks that, 6 months in after knowing her, that marriage is a good idea. And I'm thinking to myself, 6 months, there are people who have got to know each other, and I have heard stories of people getting married after a week or a month and still being together like 20-something years later, right? However, this is not one of them cases. Those people were also not locked up and in jail, okay? She sure does look a lot older than 24. Thank you, so it's not just me. So Will is thinking, okay, it's a good idea to ask her to marry him, even though he's never hung out with her in the free world, and he's really never had any type of interaction, right? Hold on, let me escort somebody out the room. Okay, so, he just thinks it's a good idea at 6 months to ask her to marry him, right? Okay, so, he's hoping, one, that the marriage will get her transfer to move in with him expedited. And I don't know why they think it would get it expedited, because of the mere fact that just because you get married, if you know that could possibly get her moved, don't you think that the PO and parole board know all of the moves that people be trying to make? Like, y'all trying to act like they don't know that people actually come out and get married just so they can move in with each other and move along. But Will is thinking, I'm gonna trick the system, and this might be a good idea, and they might expedite your move with me even quicker. So y'all, they riding or whatever. Courtney gives us the background. She says that her dad was not in the picture. She says growing up, her dad wasn't around. It was just kind of her and her mom, and they butt heads, and they didn't really have a good relationship, okay? So, she said that she has a secret to tell the mom, all right? What is up, Tina? Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. So she said she has something to tell the mom, right? Will already knows the dirt, but Courtney says she has something to tell the mom. The mom is like, what do you have to tell me? I love y'all too, and the love of the Lord, what's going on? And she's like, okay, I got warrants. And I was thinking to myself, warrants? Didn't you just get out of jail? So, what's up, Gran? So, she says, yes, I got warrants in Washington State. Thank you for the compliment. And she says, because, of the Grand Theft Auto. So she had taken care of her business, just got out of jail, but Washington State has some warrants on her too. So they on their way to go see her PO. So they drop her off at the PO office, right? She goes in there, Will and the mom is outside, and they're like, I'm hoping that she doesn't go back to jail because of these warrants. And the mom is just like, why didn't she tell me about this before? And the mom is just looking at Will like, did you know about these warrants? Will is like, yeah, I knew about the warrants. And she was like, so nobody thought to tell me, right? Oh, okay. So anyway, fast forward, she goes into the PO office. She comes out the PO office, y'all, and no, she makes a phone call to Will, and she says that, you know, I'm coming out. The warrants is not holding me. They're not going to lock me up because of these said warrants. So Will is happy, the mom is happy, and all of this. And I'm just like, how? So they told her to handle the warrants on her own. Now, I am not an expert in warrants, like if you had them, but they told her to handle them on her own. I thought if you had warrants for your arrest, then you're going to get locked up. Like, that's kind of weird to me, but y'all let me know if y'all know any other information about warrants. So anyway, she comes, she says she's going to walk down to meet them. She comes out, she's all happy, everybody excited. Cool. They get in a car. Apparently it's cold outside, right? And it's around the holiday season. So Will's driving and he's like, let's stop and see this Christmas tree. And Courtney is like, no, I want to go and shower and get myself, you know, out of these clothes, get my hair taken care of, because she just got out of jail and she does look a whole hot mess. The mom is in the back like, no, we don't want to stop and see no Christmas tree. Did she say she wanted to go get herself together? See, the mom already knew that Will was planning on asking her to marry him. And the mom is in the back like, nah, you need to go ahead and just let her go to the hotel, take care of herself. Like, why you in a rush? And that's what I was thinking. Why was he so in a rush to have this happen? I was just like, what is the problem? So he stops at the Christmas tree. He asks Courtney to get out the car with him. And she's just like, I don't want to see no freaking Christmas tree, right? So, but anyway, she gets out the car because producers is like, look, get out the car. So she gets out the car, she goes up to the Christmas tree, and she's just like, it's wet out here, it's cold out here, what are we doing? All of a sudden, Will gets on his knee, and he's like, oh, what did he say? It was the wackest proposal of all time. What did he say? Because I think I wrote it down. Hold on, what did he say? Before they got to the Christmas tree, right? Let me just say this. Courtney is disrespectful to her mom. She's in a car and she's talking about something she want to get showered and everything. And she want pizza and penis. And I was just like, Courtney, your mom is in the back. And even Will was like, your mom's in the back. Like, why are you talking about penis and pizza while your mom's in the back? So anyway, fast forward back to the Christmas tree, right? He pulls out the ring, gets on his knee, and he says, I was really hoping you would marry me. That was the proposal. I was really hoping that you would marry me. And if it was me, I was like, you know, I was really hoping for a better proposal than that. But what does she do? Oh my gosh, yes. She says yes to him. She's all excited and stuff. The mom is sitting up there looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas with a hoodie on her head. And she up there in the cold and she's just like this. And then Courtney looks at her and she's like, with the fake little smile. So the mom is not happy about it. The mom then tells us that she feels like this is way too soon, and she is hoping to get an opportunity to talk to Courtney about this and see if she can talk her down from getting married. But she says she's leaving tomorrow, so she don't know if that's going to be a possibility. So I'm like, Mom, you can talk to you blue in the face, but I don't know if this is going to happen and if she's going to change her mind. Honestly, I don't think they're going to last. I just don't. Something gives me like they're not going to last vibes. And that's it for them. They didn't have nothing else really going on. Let's move on to the next couple, which is going to be Savannah and Bradley. I want them off this show. Savannah and Bradley are so boring. It's almost like they're reaching for a storyline. They have nothing going on, but they come on here every week and dig up some stupid storyline for us to stay interested, and they're not interesting, okay? So they're driving over to a welcome home party because Bradley, family, and friends are giving them a welcome home party, right? Another boring couple. Yes, Tasha, another boring couple. So they drive over to his welcome home party. Brooke says she has issues with his younger sister. And pause. Brooke has issues with his whole freaking family. Every time we turn around, she got an issue with one of his siblings. I'm like, do you like anybody in that family? This is why they're not going to work out. And we then meet Sister Caddy. Caddy is the youngest sister of Bradley, and she does not like Brooke either. She says she don't see it for her. She don't like her. She says when Brooke and her sister Alana get together, they are nothing but drama, and she do not like her for her brother, okay? She goes and sit down and she talks to Bradley, and she's like, how is it going with Savannah? He's just like, it's cool, but, she likes to micromanage me. And then they show clips of Savannah telling him to get off the phone, do this, do that. And the sister Caddy is just like, well, you're grown. Like, why is she talking to you like you're a child type thing? So Caddy says she has some concerns about Savannah because she is a bad influence, and she thinks that bad influence is going to end up sending Bradley back to jail, okay? Brooke says to us in her confessionals that it's going to come a point in time where Bradley is going to have to choose between his family and her. And I was like, wow. Wow, you want to get this man an ultimatum to choose between his family and her. And what we see in this episode is that where he don't like his sister Alana like that, him and his sister Caddy is like this. And if you were asking him to choose between Caddy and you're going to lose, Brooke. So you might not want to bring that up, because they said that they are best friends, and not only siblings, but they are best friends, okay? So Savannah and Caddy end up having this weird, awkward talk at the bar, okay? And so Caddy then says to Savannah, you and Alana, y'all get together, y'all drama. I'm concerned about you being micromanaging over Bradley. And Savannah is just like, I don't have a dungeon in my house. And Caddy is like, and you don't have to be a smart A either. Y'all fill in the blanks because I don't curse on this channel. First of all, let me say this. Caddy, to me, I understand you're concerned about Savannah and your brother's relationship, but she was very rude, in my opinion. Like, my whole thing is this. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. Shout out to Khalees, okay? You're not going to sit up here and have me over to the side of the bar talking to me all reckless and looking at me like I'm crazy. First of all, it's your brother's decision to be with Savannah, okay? Whether you like her or not, that's who he's choosing to be with. And so you're going to talk to me with some respect, or you're not going to talk to me at all. That's what I would have said to Miss Caddy. But Savannah didn't say that. She tried to play it cool because she don't want to stir up no drama at the welcome home party, okay? Savannah, Caddy then says that she wants Savannah to prove to her something. And then she walks away and says she's over it, right? First of all, she ain't got to prove nothing to you, Caddy, okay? She is with your brother, not with you. So, I just didn't like Caddy's attitude. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I thought she was rude. I'm not a fan of Savannah's either, okay? But at the end of the day, if my brother chooses to be with somebody, he brings somebody around, I'm not going to freaking sit up here and have an attitude with the person. That's his choice. I wish them well. I wish them the best, but I'm not going to have no attitude. Savannah is back at the table, and she is like, the whole family is holding her past against her. So obviously Savannah's past is an issue for the family. But I'm trying to understand is, how is it that Bradley was locked up in jail and y'all want to hold her past against her? She's not the one that just got out of jail. I can't understand these family members on this show that act like the inmates or the convicted felons are the prize. Child, Tasha says Savannah didn't want to get jumped. Right. I bet money that Alyssa was side with her sister. Absolutely. So yeah, y'all, I just do not understand why these family members think that their daggone inmate family members is the prize, and when they are not. He's the one that just got locked up, and you talking about she got to prove something to you. No, he needs to prove something to you, that he's actually going to stay out of jail. Anyway, y'all, Caddy got on my nerves. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. I understand her concern for her brother, but you ain't got to be disrespectful. I'm big on respect, right? If I don't have to like a person, but I will respect somebody and say, listen, I'm not going to disrespect you. Don't you disrespect me type thing. But Caddy had time that day and stirred up a little bit of drama, right? Anyway, moving on, that's all that happened with them. Let's get to the next ridiculous couple, which is going to be Joey and Mike. If y'all liking me so far, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the Redefine Me channel, okay? Joey and Michael. All right. Joey, we get to Joey. He is overwhelmed. Y'all remember last episode, he was crying in the tree because Mike is taking him through already, and he only been out of jail for 5 minutes. So Joey dries his tears and everything, shakes himself off, pull himself together. He goes back to the car. He gets in with Mike, okay? And they go drive to see Mike's mom. Mike is like, are you okay, Joey? Blonde. Joey is like, yeah, I'm good and everything. You know, I just want you to abide by the rules and all this other little crazy stuff. So they drive to go see Mike's mom. When they pull up, Mike's mom is on the porch, and Mike runs to his mom and cries in his mom's arms like a newborn baby. And I was just like, wow, that's a really like nice expression. You know, they haven't seen each other in so long. He just got out of jail. He loves his mom. He says that his mom was always did what was right. She's like an angel sent from heaven. She's just this really good mom and all this. So he really loves on his mom. And I'm like, Mike, if you really love your mom, stay out of jail and do the right thing so you don't have to end up missing out on other things, because he lets us know that he missed out on people dying in his family. He missed out on a lot of things. His mom ended up hurting her ankle. He wasn't there for her with that. So if you really love your mom, stay out of jail, Mike, okay? Moving on from that. What else happened? Hold on, y'all. My man. Oh yeah, and his mom's name is Norma, and that was my grandmother's name, my father's mom, and she passed a little while ago. But yeah, his mom's name is Norma, and he just really loves his mom. Okay, so he gets inside the house. He's chatting it up with the mom, right? And so he then tells Joey, oh, my PO just approved me to stay out. Now, when he said that, I was like, he's lying. I immediately was like, he's lying. How do we know that Mike is being honest with what he just said, right? So the mom says they just approved for you to stay out. Like, how do we know that this is true? What's going on, Amin? Hello. So he says, well, I'm going to go ahead and call the halfway house to let them know that my PO has approved it. So the mom was like, put it on speaker. Put it on speakerphone. I said, Dad, they don't trust you as far as they could see you, okay? So he put the phone on speakerphone. He calls up to the halfway house. It rung, no answer. Mike was glad about that because he was quick to leave a message. He gonna leave a message saying, I want to inform you that I'm not coming back to the halfway house. No, sir, that's not the way you ask. Can you stay out? It is a halfway house. You have a curfew. You can't tell them what you're gonna do. You need to ask them and have them give you a call back. But because he was approved by his PO, he felt like he's just informing the halfway house that he ain't coming back there that night. Let's see what else happened with them. Mike says they got the green light. So after they leave the mom house, they head over to the hotel room. I'm doing well. How are you? I'm in the United States in Georgia. Okay, so they're driving, right? Mike, hold on. Okay, hold up. Did I miss out on something? Okay, so they driving, they leave the mom house, fast forward, they get to the hotel room, right? And they checking into the hotel and everything, they get to the room and everything, they get to the bed. As soon as they get in the room, y'all, Mike is talking about, let me go check in with this halfway house so they don't say anything to me. Joey's like, do you want me to go with you? Mike is like, nah, I can go by myself. He lets Mike drive the car. Now, immediately I said, Mike is about to go find him some drugs. On top of the halfway house, he gonna go find him some drugs. Now, they didn't show it, but I would bet $50 that Mike went to go find some drugs. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because you can't tell me nothing different. He already said the first opportunity he going to get high. So you mean to tell me he don't have Joey breathing down his neck or his mom? He got a car and he got the opportunity to drive and go check in with the halfway house, and you think he not going to stop by his old connect? Yeah, okay. He gonna go get him some drugs. That's what I think. He said that Joey loves him differently than he loves him. Of course, we all know that. Joey is, like a schoolgirl over Mike. And Mike is hoeing out in these streets. He don't care nothing about Joey at all whatsoever. And I believe they're not going to work out. I think Joey's going to be crying the river. And Mike is going to be back in jail. Moving on to the next couple, y'all. Let's get on to the next couple. Let's do, sorry for the page turn. Y'all know I take notes. What are we gonna do? Let's do Kiana and Damondrick, okay? What is the matter? I'm doing a review for Love After Lockup. Let's do Kiana and Damondrick. Okay, so Damondrick is getting out of the halfway house. Okay, she's going to go pick him up. He's been in the halfway house now for about 2 weeks. Okay, after he gets picked up, they embrace and everything like that. He is driving. I don't know for the life of me why these women let these guys drive their car. Is anyone else a little like, don't let them drive the car type attitude? Because that's how I feel. Why are you letting these dudes drive the car? Now, granted, they might have their license, but they just got out of jail not too long ago. You would have to let me warm up to letting you drive my car. But I think for some reason they want this man to drive the car so it can look like they're this submissive woman or something in the passenger seat. I don't know why they do it. However, she letting Damondrick drive the car, and I don't know where the glasses came from, but Damondrick's glasses came back. Okay, I guess he thinks they make him look studious. I don't know, right? So they on their way to a cookout that his family has put together for Damondrick. Okay, so they get to the cookout. She doesn't know that he invited his baby mom, Joella, okay? I don't know why he did that. However, she does have his children, so he want to see his children. So, of course, she's going to show up because she got the children. So the family is excited to see him. He gets out of the car. They're all like, what's up? They're running to him. They're hugging him, the nephews, the father, everything. Pause. I don't like Damondrick's father. I do not like Damondrick's father. He takes digs at Kiana every single chance he gets. Because when Damondrick got out the car first, then Kiana got out the car, the dad said, oh, hey, there's Kilolo. I said, who the heck is Kilolo? Is he referring to Kiana? Like, he is just a disrespectful man to her. And Kiana's better than me because I might let one thing pass, maybe even two. But if you started a third time, I'm checking you and I'm clocking it. I don't know why this man does not like her. He has showed it when he first got on the scene. Yes, he's very childish, and I can see why he's childish because we find out that he ended up going to jail himself for something he committed. So it's like he's an older fool. He never grew up. I can't stand him. I don't know him personally, but the edit that he's giving us, I don't like it. He sits up here and digs on this girl every chance she get, and y'all gonna find out in a minute why I say that. So the dad says, Damondrick says that the dad grills every weekend. We find out too that he went to prison when Damondrick was a child, so he wasn't really around like that. We then meet Damondrick's stepmom. She was very cool because she was very welcoming. She was very welcoming of Kiana. She seemed like she was a level-headed lady, right? She pulls Kiana to the side and said, hey, just to give you a heads up, Joella is coming. Now, the stepmom had to tell her Joella was coming. Damondrick couldn't even tell her that Joella was coming. I thought that was disrespectful because that's your man, and he couldn't tell you. But anyway, the stepmom said, I got you. She's coming. Just want to give you a heads up, okay? Kiana is thinking that Joella's just coming to drop the kids off. I said, I don't know why you think that. The kids are small, so she's going to stay. I'm pretty sure. So, Joella gets there. She pulls up. Of course, they do the whole Debo thing. Dun-dun. Y'all know on Friday when Debo was about to pull up, they played that music. Joella pulls up in the car with the kids. They get out, they hugging their dad. The kids are happy to see them. He hugs Joella, and this is when I'm trying to figure out what games is Joella playing because she only brought 2 of the kids when she got 3 kids with him. Why didn't she bring the other child? Like, me and the stepmom was trying to figure out, why the heck didn't you bring the other boy? Like, what the heck is the problem? Especially since the other baby was only 4 months old when he went into jail. So why didn't you bring all of the children? Somebody let me, what was that about? Because it's not like he's not the father. He has 3 kids with you. So why didn't you bring all 3 of the kids? I'm confused. So, Kiana then goes, one of her friends showed up. Hold on, y'all, water break. While I'm water breaking, make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. All right, y'all. I'm back. Kiana, friend shows up. So she introduces the friend to Damondrick's dad. And this is when he got even more disrespectful. Boy, at this point, I would have started swinging on that old freaking Frosty the Snowman looking bear of a dude. I would have pimp slapped him. I'm telling you, in this moment, okay, because he disrespected her yet again. She introducing a friend, right? And he tells her, oh, she cuter than you. And he says, hey, D, why didn't you pick this one? He said, and y'all heard me, oh, she cuter than you. D, why didn't you pick this one? I said, boy, you got me messed up. I would have been like, all right, Dad, let's go. Let's go. Because what you're not going to do is disrespect me no more. This is 3 strikes, you're out. I'm about to knock your block off. Like, me and that dad would have started fighting. Square up, Dad. Square up. I would have put some Vaseline on my face and we would have nucked if you buck. Because that dad got me messed up. Then you going to try to say, oh, I was just playing. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You always taking digs at this girl. Now, I ain't a fan of Kiana like that, but she's not that bad for you to be digging at her like this. Like, he always does this to her from what we've seen, okay? Then he, he give Joella a hug, the dad, and talks to her. Like, he doesn't like Kiana. I'm just coming to that conclusion. I'm like, why are you giving Joella a hug? You didn't even acknowledge Kiana when she got out the car, or you just keep throwing insults to her, okay? So then the stepmom gets to Joella and she's like, why you ain't bring Kyrie? Where is the baby Kyrie? Okay. Joella says she didn't even answer it, right? So we don't know why she didn't bring his other child. Joella says she still loved Damondrick and she trying to see what's up with Damondrick. I'm just like, I already knew. So Kiana sees him talking to Joella, and Kiana starts walking around like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all kids good? Y'all need something to drink around them and stuff. And Damondrick is like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Why you acting like that? She's like, nah, because it looked a little too friendly over here. Okay, Tasha says, I wonder what happened between Q and the family previously. Yeah, none of the family. Yes, none of the family likes Kiana except for the stepmom seems to give her some respect, but everybody be throwing shade to her and everything. So here comes Damondrick's messy sister, okay? Don't like the sister either. The messy sister. And because Kiana is like, I'm out of here. I'm out to leave. This is ridiculous. She's saying, let her leave, D. And I'm like, you know what, sis? You need to sit down. So the sister's up here talking about, let her leave. I don't mess with her like that. Kiana walks off. She's like, she wants to go take a walk. I guess she invited 1 or 2 of her friends. Then she has a cup. We see them pouring alcohol in a cup. Let me just tell y'all, first of all, this cookout was real ghetto, okay? They had cars lined up on the street. They had red cups, okay? When you see red cups and a bunch of black people, it's going down to ghetto status, okay? They had the cups lined up. They pouring up the alcohol. And I think that Kiana was filling a couple of them drinks up in her system because Damondrick came to try to talk to her. And she's like, nah, I'm going for a walk. Dr. said the sister just like her daddy, right? So she like, nah, I'm going for a walk and everything. She got the little red cup, so you already know she got a drink in there. Damondrick told her friends, he was like, nah, y'all go away for a minute. I need to talk to her. He talking about some, what's your problem and stuff like that. She talking about some, why is Joella here? Why is she all around you? Why is she hugging you and touching you and all this other stuff? Now, Kiana, pause. You have to understand that this man has 6 kids. 6 kids, okay? By how many? 3 different women? Ain't it 3? Hold up, 3 different women. So you signed up to be involved in these type of shenanigans. If you as a woman don't want to be involved in these type of shenanigans, then you need to say to yourself, God, send me a man that ain't got no kids or got 1 child and 1 baby mama. But you can't sit up here and get mad when the woman comes to bring his kids so he can see his kids. She's not going to drop him off then come back and pick him up. Especially when she has 3 kids with him, meaning the family knows her. The sister is her friend. She seems to have a rapport with the family. So you already know she's not just about to drop the kids off and leave. So Kiana, if you don't want to deal with this crap, you need to find a man that either ain't got no kids or got 1 baby mama. But you can't get mad because she's around. Now, you can get mad if Damondrick and her seem to be in the corner hugging and doing all this unnecessary stuff, because just because y'all got kids don't mean y'all gotta be around each other snoodling and canoodling and all this other stuff, right? You ain't gotta do all that. But at the end of the day, you signed up for this, Kiana, so you gonna have to deal with some drama, especially when you know this girl Joella want him back and he has cheated on you with the girl Joella. So you already know it's going up. The first opportunity she gets, she gonna try to take your man. Tasha said, and she didn't even hug up on him. Right. he was putting his arm around her. Absolutely. He gave her like a side church hug. So it wasn't like they was like doing all of that and stuff. It was a side church hug. So chill out. It ain't that deep. Don't nobody want Damondrick. Well, Joella won Damondrick, but she about the only one, okay? Because y'all already know we ain't seen none of the other baby mamas. Joella the only one that really want Damondrick. And I believe she gonna get him. I believe that him and Kiana is not gonna work out, and he gonna go right on back to Joella, and the family gonna be happy about it because they don't like Kiana anyway. Anyway, y'all, let's move on to the next couple. Thank y'all for joining me. Go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe to the Redefine Me family, okay? Brooke and JK. Brooke and JK. All right, so y'all know last episode, JK was in the PO office and he had been in there for a while, like going on like 2 hours. So JK's mom said, hey, Brooke, go in there and check on my son. He been in there for a long time. What the heck is going on? Go check on him, right? Brooke get out the car, and we thinking last episode she about to go check on JK. No, Brooke got to the door and said, She came back and said, there's too many people in there, and I got scared, and I don't want to check on him. I'm like, so what, you going to sit out there for what, all night? What if they arrested him? Because she said they could be arresting him back there now, and I don't even know. And I'm like, yeah, so why don't you just go see what's up? What the heck are you scared of? It ain't like you got warrants and like you a criminal or something. Like, what the heck? Go in there. She's like, nah, I'm scared. Tasha, I'm going to stay in the car. I'm like, all right, girl, well, stay in the car because you're going to be out there until whenever he come out, okay? So he finally comes out. Tasha, he finally comes out, and he finds out that his curfew got extended until 7 p.m. So they're like, oh, turn up. You could stay out till 7 p.m. And I'm just like, child, on the weekdays and the weekends. Okay, so he's excited about that. So he's telling Brooke, listen, I want to go see my grandma because it's her birthday and I have not seen my grandma in a long time. So they start heading over to the grandma house, and child, we about to get into the grandmother's house. So they head over to the grandma house, and Brooke is like, okay, well, we're going to see your grandma. And then after we see your grandma, then we're going to go see the boys. I don't know why she keeps trying to put these boys on this man. This man, since he has been out, has not asked one freaking diddly thing about your boys. So why do you keep trying to put your boys on him? You keep trying to make him into this makeshift dad. Soon as he get out of jail, he don't care about your boys. If somebody cares about something, they're going to ask about it. They're going to spend time with it. They're going to inquire about a certain thing. But he don't give a crap about your boys, Brooke. So stop sitting up here trying to throw them in the mix. So anyway, they go over to the grandmother's house, right? Now, the grandmother lives in a trailer on the land, okay? I said, what in the trailer park is going on up in here, okay? Tasha said she wants him to be, yes, she wants him to be a daddy to those boys so bad, right? So should we get to the grandmother's trailer? Now, I will say this. The grandmother's trailer was very nice. It was very nice. They went inside. I said, okay, grandma. She had a very nice modern trailer, okay? What's going on, Muhammad? Had a very nice modern trailer, okay? And I loved it. I said, okay, because you had trailers that are nasty, bad trailers, and then you have some really nice trailers. And she looked like she had a nice one, like it just got remodeled. Okay, so he tells her, hey, Brooke, you stay outside and I'm going to go and hit a grandma. Now, I was scratching my head like, why the heck she got to sit outside while you go in to talk to grandma? What are you briefing grandma on? Why did she have to wait? So Brooke is like, so I can't go in and meet her? And he's like, nah, you going to meet her, but just stay out here first so I can go up in here and talk to her first. And Brooke was like, okay. And it was hot outside. What I don't do is a whole bunch of heat, especially if I can go in somewhere and get out of the heat. So what you wasn't going to do is have me sitting out there in some freaking lawn chair on this gravel ground outside the trailer looking real suspect in the heat. No, we're not doing that. But anyway, she set her butt out there and he went inside to talk to the grandmother, okay? Soon as he came in there, happy birthday, grandma, and they all smiles and all of that. Grandma says she don't feel good about Brooke. She tells JK, I don't feel good about Brooke. What happened to Alice? I said, the grandma messy too. Soon as he got in there, I don't like Brooke. What happened to Alice? How the heck don't you like Brooke, grandma? You've never met Brooke, or maybe she's heard about Brooke. I don't know. But I don't know what's going on. So we pan on to Brooke outside. She calls her mom. She starts venting to her mom, talking about yeah, they got me sitting out here in this freaking fold-up chair outside the trailer, and I haven't even gone in yet. And the mom is like, what? What in the world? Why are you sitting out there? Okay. So JK said that Alice cheated on him, and that's why him and Alice are not together. Okay. Now, the grandma is called Mimi. So Mimi said, I'm not comfortable with Brooke. She reiterates, she says she does not know why. She don't know why she don't like Brooke. She just don't like her. She got a feeling about her. I don't know what it is, okay? Fast forward, all of a sudden a pickup truck rolls up, and who pops out the pickup truck is his cousin, John. Now, John comes, and when he gets out the pickup truck, he jumps down to the pickup truck, and we find out that John is like 5 feet. I said, who is shorty by nature? Now, John is a nice looking dude, right? But he was short. And I don't know why it is that short guys always get these large trucks. I don't know if they're overcompensated for something like the height, but they always get these large trucks. Like if a dude ever tried to talk to me, if I was single, a dude ever tried to talk to me in the truck, I'd be like, pull over and get out so I can know. Because if you get out that truck and you are 4'8", we ain't got nothing to talk about. Just for me, okay? That's just for me. So he comes outside with grandma. Brooke is out there finally. She gets off the phone with the mom. John pulls up. She hands the grandmother a present for her birthday. And it's a little bag inside. The grandma is like, oh, thank you. The bag is nice. 2 seconds later, JK walks away with old cousin John. And he's like, hey, man, let me see your phone. And he's like, yeah, man, because we got this party and all this stuff. Him and John trying to get up in the mix. But he's like, hey, that's cool, but let me see your phone. So he uses his phone, right? Brooke is looking over there, you know, but he calls good old Alice. I want to know how far did they walk away? Because you cannot tell me that Brooke did not hear that conversation, because they don't seem like they walked away that far for her to just be acting like she didn't know what he was talking about or who he was talking to. So Alice answers the phone. And he's telling Alice, listen, they are having a party for me. Do not show up at my, I think at the grandmother's house or wherever they was having a party at. He was telling Alice, do not show up. She was like, all right. But he was like, but look, keep your ear to the phone because I do want to see you and I'm going to find a way to see you. I was like, see, and that's what I'm talking about. Raggedy JK, okay? So JK says he would still be with Alice if she didn't cheat. But then he talking about he would still be with Alice if she didn't cheat. But then he turns around and is about to cheat on Brooke with Alice. So how you gonna sit up here and say Alice cheated and you don't like what she did, but then you gonna turn around and try to make plans with Alice behind Brooke's back? So you're a cheater too, sir? I don't understand that. What's up, Trina? How are you? Welcome to the live. So okay, so fast forward, all right. Mimi, Brooke then says we gotta go. Okay, Brooke is saying we gotta go because we gotta go see the boys. Mimi is messy. Mimi says, yeah, y'all gotta go see the boys. I was like, okay, Mimi, calm down. Okay, calm all the way down, Mimi. But she was a little messy, but they get in the car to go see the boys. So, JK, y'all remember, his curfew was 7 o'clock. So they riding off. So Brooke is like, so we about to go see the boys, then I'm gonna drop you back at the house, at your mom's house. She talking about because it's 5 o'clock. He's like, no, it's 6 o'clock. And she's like, hold up. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. So he's like, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. So she was like, so you're not going to see the boys? And he was like, well, what do you want me to do? I have to be inside at 7 o'clock. So she pulls the car over and she's like, I'm over it. You don't freaking want to see the boys. You knew we had to see the boys. And then he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I got to be in at 7 and all of this. So he get frustrated and she said, and she sits up here saying, you're not committed to the boys. No, he's not committed to the boys. He ain't even brought them boys up since he been out. What do you mean? So then he gets frustrated. He gets out the car. She talking some bye Felicia. He talking some F you, you stupid AB. I said, whoa. I said, whoa. JK cursed out Brooke, slammed the door. She's like, bye, Felicia. And so I guess his cousin John going to have to ride to take him to the mama's house because Brooke, I don't know, she may be pilled off or whatever. I don't know. We'll see next week. I'm just like this. If I had to pick a side, I'm Team JK in this moment because his curfew is 7 o'clock. Brooke, what you think he was supposed to do? It's now 6 o'clock. And according to them, it takes an hour to get to his mama's house. So he don't have time to stop and see your boys because even JK was like, they don't understand. We can see them another day. Brooke is like, no, they won't. They're 8 and 12. Girl, you act like these boys have had interactions with JK throughout their whole life. You just started dealing with this dude. He been locked up for a period of time. These boys don't have no relationship with him. They don't know him. They're not going to care if he does not show up. Okay? If he shows up next week, they'd be fine with it. But I don't know why you're trying to act like, oh, they're waiting on you. They're depending on you. Girl, get out of here with that. You wrong for that, Brooke. You wrong. You know that man got to be in at 7 o'clock. Because he was like, so you want me to go back to jail because I'm a miss curfew? And apparently that's what she want because she pulls over and had this like 2-minute blow up. So I'm checking my clock and I'm like, all right, so now y'all only got like 50-something minutes to get to the mom house. And if she live an hour away, you're going to end up being late, JK. So it's just a whole bunch of foolery. Brooke is super selfish. She only cares about herself and them daggone boys. JK is not a prize either. Don't get me wrong, because he's trying to figure out how to get back to Alice. And I believe that's what's going to end up happening. They're not going to last either. Really, all of these couples are doomed. I don't see nobody lasting at all. Let's get on to the last and final couple, y'all. And that is going to be our throuple, y'all. Oh my goodness. Ashley, Alexis, and Julius. Child. Okay. Ashley is slow. Can nobody make me feel nothing different, okay? What's up, Tits TV? Welcome to the live. Ashley's slow. Ashley is slow. I'm sorry. She has to be. It's almost like inside of her head is fairy dust and unicorns and rainbows. Like something is wrong with this daggone girl, I'm telling you. So y'all already know last episode, okay, Julius was walking up to the door and he was knocking on the door, right? So Ashley had just put on her Charlotte Russe dress, okay, and her synthetic wig and her 99-cent makeup. So she was ready to meet Julius. She said, yes, I'm slaying. I'm ready to meet my man, right? So he knocks on the door. She's like, oh my God, Julius. And she runs to the door and she's opening the door and he's in her face and she's up here like, oh my God, it's you. I can't believe it's you. She act like she done seen Chris Brown or something. Girl, it's just Julius, okay? His bony, tattooed in the face Julius. It ain't got nothing, but it don't even got a pot to pee in, okay? So he comes in there and he says, you know, dang, she looked different than her pictures. I mean, she a little heavier than normal, but she got a little something back there, so I guess. I said, you know what? But then when we saw the pictures that she sent Julius, we find out that she's in love with some filters. Because I'm thinking like Julius too. That's not the same chick. She looked totally different in her pictures. And it's like, why do you use filters? Do you think that the man is never going to see you? You need to just show how you look straight up. Okay, so they get up in the room, right? Sit on the bed. The whole meeting at this point between them two is very awkward, like very awkward. They look real weird. So she asked him, so you want to do something? Like, you want to go swimming? And I was like, swimming? She was like, so you want to go swimming? And he was like, swimming? She was like, you can wear them shorts you got on. I said, Ashley, swimming? So he says, no, I don't want to go swimming. I don't know how to swim. And she's like, oh, okay. Like she frowned on her face up like everybody on the planet knows how to swim. And he's the only one that doesn't, right? So, he says she is weird and doing too much and she's not his type. Julius had checked out. He realized in this moment that he would rather be with Alexis. He said, you know what? It ain't what I thought. I can't do this. She's weird. So Alexis is now calling Julius. We pan over to her. She's texting him. She's calling him. He's not answering, of course, because he's over with Ashley at her hotel room, okay? So he said he's chilling. And and she getting the wrong idea. And I'm just like, Julius, how the heck she getting the wrong idea when you was locked up in jail, you was telling this girl, because she showed us text messages, that you was going to be with her, that y'all was going to be in a relationship. But then when you get out, now she getting the wrong idea. He was like, yeah, you know, I know what you're saying, Tasha. I did play with the girl a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that was just entertainment. He said, it's just prison talk. And I said, child, that is so messed up. So she gets mad at Julius, because he is not living up to what she thought the fairy tale was in her head. So she runs out of the room because he didn't want to swim. She said, hold up, y'all. What happened? Okay. She said that something's off about him when he was in jail. He wasn't like that. I said, yes, Ashley. He wasn't like that because he was locked up. He had to give you the pimp game. He had to lay down the lines. It's prison talk. That is what he's going to do, okay? Then she comes back in the room all slow, walking like Carrie or something. I said, is she about to blow up this room? Because she was walking in there like... I was like, oh God. I said, she about to snap. I said, Julius, you better run, jump off the balcony. I don't know, because she got the look in her eye like she about to burn the room to the ground, okay? So Julius said, Reed, this is reality. This is not a relationship. He told her straight to her face, this ain't no relationship. I just wanted to honor, you know, what I said I would do, come and see you for your birthday, and that's why I'm here, okay? And then she gonna say, so you still staying the night? I was like, oh my God. I was like, this girl is slow. This dude just told you, I don't want no relationship with you. I don't want to be with you. And she turns around and asks him, so you staying the night? I said, girl, what is the problem? What do you not understand about what he's saying to you? I don't get it. How many different ways he got to say it? So, then she snaps after that. She was pissed. Tasha, yes, she was so pitiful. So then she snaps on him just like that. I think she's bipolar or something. So she says, you're a liar. You're a liar. I'm about to cast a spell on you. I was like, what the heck? Me and Julius was like, I said, Julius, run. Julius said, look, I'm about to go. What's up, Kelly? Julius said, this chick is crazy. She talking about to cast a spell on you. I don't know what the heck is... He said, I don't know what the heck is going on. I gotta get the heck out of here, right? So, Julius says, hold on, y'all. Oh my gosh. Julius says, you tripping, man. You need to calm down. What's up, Camilla? Julius said, you tripping. He said, I was in jail. He said, you ain't do nothing for me. She said, you ain't do nothing for me either. He said, well, I was in jail. I'm the catch. I said, now this dude think he the catch. He was in jail, but he think he the catch. He said, I'm the catch. I was in jail. So you need to act like you know what's in front of you. I said, you know what? They are crazy. So he then says, she's crazy. Okay. Then she asked him, is there another person? She said, is there somebody else? He said, yes. He proudly was happy to say yes. He didn't even care at that point. Okay. Ashley then snaps again. She says, enjoy your free time, because you're going to end up going back to jail. And I said, you know what, Ashley? I do agree with you, though, because he is going to end up going back to jail. She said, yeah, you're going to end up going back to jail. Enjoy your free time, because you can't even swim. What if we wanted to go to the beach? So Julian sits back and he starts laughing, because I'm thinking to myself, what do you mean, Ashley? Y'all are not going swimming. Y'all are not going to the beach. This man don't want to be with you. And I don't know what to... I just could not stop laughing. I was like, this girl is insane. At this point, I was with Julius. I would have been on the bed laughing too, because she was like, and you can't even swim. What's going to happen when we go to the beach? I said, girl, y'all not going to the beach. Are you insane? What's wrong with you? So, child, okay. She left out the room crying. Talking about when he was in jail, it wasn't like this. She all crying, boo-hooing. Julius in there laughing, talking about some, man, this was just entertainment talking to her. It wasn't nothing serious. So he was like, man, let me go. This chick crazy, talking about swimming in the beach and she gonna cast a spell on me and stuff. He said, he said, which way is the exit? While she out of her room crying. And I'm thinking to myself, Ashley, I hope you grabbed the room key because Julius left too. And the last thing you want to do is get locked out and have to go to the front desk and ask them for another key because you done locked yourself out because you crying over this daggone dude, right, that don't want nothing to do with you. Child, it was a hot mess. It was a whole hot mess. I don't understand why Ashley is like this. She is a Misha. Pick me, okay? Not only that, she is slow. I don't care what nobody say. I am diagnosing her because I know some people might watch the replay. They'll be like, well, you can't really say that. You ain't no doctor. You don't know. The way this chick was acting, she has fairy dust ponies and rainbows inside her head. She's slow. Something's wrong with her. It has to be because this man told her in so many different ways in this episode, in this moment, he don't want to be with you. And you were still trying to get him to go swimming, to stay the night, all this other stuff. Because even when she said, so you're not going to stay the night, he looked at her like, no, like, duh, no, I'm not staying the night. So I don't know what's wrong with her. I hope we don't see her no more. However, I think the producers is going to bring her back, okay, next week or something. I don't know. I didn't see the previews. However, Ashley looked like a whole fool. From the synthetic wig to the Charlotte Russe dress to the 99-cent makeup to the stuff she was saying out her mouth, they had this girl looking like a fool. And you know what? It ain't even producers. She had herself looking like a fool because you set yourself up for this mess. He told you what was up. And even if he didn't tell you, the way he was acting from the time he got out of the jail and he did not come see you right away, he saw you, 2 days later, got you up in here paying for a hotel room, getting all these balloons and all this other stuff. Yeah, it was your birthday, but you could have saved that money and put in the mouth of your children because she got 2 kids. And I'm thinking to myself, this is somebody's mother. This lady is somebody's mother up here on this TV acting a whole plumb fool. I said, you have got to be kidding me. Child, I laughed so hard. Child, I was about to fall off the bed laughing at daggone Ashley. And it's like, I want to feel sorry for her, but I was just like, you can't be this slow. Or maybe she is, because I think she is. Because he's telling you what it is about. He don't like you. As soon as he saw her in person, Julius was done. He said Alexis looked better than her. He don't want to be with her and deal with her. So I don't know why she didn't understand that and take a hint or a clue. Child, that's it with them. Let me make sure I ain't forgetting no couples, y'all. I ain't forgetting nobody. They tried to pull everybody out their trick bag. We did not get what is it, Brooklyn and the other dude, and probably because they ain't got nothing going on. I think they're off of the show, because production is only going to film with you if you got something going on for them to film, and they don't got nothing. So I don't know if they're going to be back. If they don't be back, I don't really care because they don't have nothing going on either, and they're boring. Okay, that was my review, y'all, for Love After Lockup season 6 episode 5 Gangsta Prince. Okay, and I want to say this, Ashley, when he came in the room, right, she hyping him up. Oh my God, you are so fine in person. You are so cute. She kept telling him this. And here go Julius. He's also, I said, boy, what not cute? First of all, I need my men to have a little meat on their bones, okay? Julian was like 120 pounds with a wet t-shirt on. And he up there like, I was like, you know what? I don't see it, Ashley. Now, if Julius wasn't tattooed up, okay, he's not a bad-looking guy. I'm not going to say he ugly. He's not a bad-looking guy, but Ashley was pouring it on thick. She told me, so, you like my little gangster prince. I was like, ugh. But he was not feeling her. So anyway, y'all, that's my review. If it's your first time here with me, welcome to the live. Go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section about these crazy couples replay watchers, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel because we have a good, great time over here. Tomorrow, I will be out with Motivational Monday. I always do a motivational short on Monday, so make sure your notification button is on when you subscribe so you know when I drop some content, okay? I have a plethora of things that I'm trying to get ready to do and drop. top. One of them things is reaction videos. I love watching body cams and crime stories and other little things, right? And so I got some reaction stuff coming up. So if you like reaction videos, y'all, go ahead and make sure you are subscribed and your notification button is on, okay? I love y'all. I hope you will have a blessed and happy Sunday, y'all. I really, really do. I hope you celebrated today with your family, friends, went to church, whatever you did. I hope it was all good, all blessed, and that I will see y'all on the next time. Okay, I love y'all. Bye.